Hello and welcome to another StarCraft 2 England cast. Today I am casting the ASUS Republic of Gamers Assembly Winter 2012, and I have got a game between Stephano and TypeReaL. Now this game is going to be going on it is the round of 16, so it is a best of 3 games, and this is game 2. So if you haven't watched game 1, just quickly go and flick over and give that a watch, and then I'll see you in a minute or two. Stephano did take the first set, so I gave you fair warning that this was game 2. So the first game was in Stephano's favour, and the map is going to be GSL Daybreak. So not actually a ladder map, but an absolutely fantastic map. It's used in quite a few tournaments. It's very, very well balanced. It's got some interesting features. Obviously, it's got this middle ground here, which just adds a bit of complexity into the later game. You've also got this third base, which is relatively easy to hold just because of this quite narrow choke point, but more importantly, it's a long way away from this pushing position. So it's good for two-pronged attacks. Now, Real will be going for this forward fast expand by that forward pylon. Meanwhile, Stephano just droning it up, not going for any super early pulls or anything like that. Almost certainly will get a pull before hatch build, because that's just the done thing as Protoss. Otherwise you will just get cannoned in and die. So it will be interesting to see what goes on here. Stephano getting up to 14 drones, so 15 drones, going to be a 15 pull most probably. I mean, much later than that you are again playing it a bit risky, but no, there we go. Stephano going for the 15 pull, and ever so standard in his play. Almost machine-like. Stephano has been on such a winning streak in everything. He's just an amazing player. And meanwhile, we've got Real here, just with that pylon, chilling all on its own, waiting for that friendly forge to come down and join it. So there goes the forge down, and now really it's just whether he decides to go for the Nexus first or the cannon first, or what. I mean, I think it'll most probably be the Nexus first, because this probe is down here, knows that that base is going to go down, didn't even attempt to block it at all, just check to see if it was there. Now the purpose of this probe is really just to see what Stephano does with his lava. Has he been saving any up? Is he going to be doing some kind of ling pressure? He's now seen that he hasn't saved any up, so straight away just knocks down that Nexus first, and will then probably go cannon second. Only 2 Zerglings are on the way out for Stephano. No gas being taken yet for Real, so this is going to probably end up being a macro game from the looks of things. I mean, nothing too extraordinary going on for either player. There goes the photon cannon for Real, so he should be pretty much safe now. And obviously this map, even though it's a 2 spawning position map, actually has quite a long rush distance, especially before these rocks are taken out. You literally have to go all the way down here, up here, round through, back down and through there. So it's a long way to go, and now I absolutely love this by Real. He's just got units moving around everywhere. He knows exactly where this probe is, knows he's not going to get proxy pyloned and cannoned at his third, so he can take that third super early. Again, just like in game 1, taking in nearly exactly at the 4-minute 20 mark, so incredibly early time to be getting that. Still no gas down. Just getting the injects off. His second queen is on the way. That probe is coming around to try and scout now. Obviously the Zergling will eventually kill that probe off, but it could be a while yet. A gateway is on its way for Real. Real has now actually got 2 gases, so we could see some kind of tech come out relatively soon. Again, that cybernetic score only just starting though, so it will be interesting to see exactly what happens. But Stephano is definitely gearing up to go into macro mode. This third base is about 3/4 of the way done. His second base is getting relatively good saturation, about halfway there on the minerals, and his main base just fully saturated on the minerals, but still no gas for Stephano. So eventually he will have to take some gas. I mean, he's hit that 40 supply point, which is generally where Zerg players start taking their gas, usually all 4 at once if you're going for a kind of Spanishiwa style build. But cybernetic score literally just finished now, +1 ground weapons out, and a Zealot and a Stalker being kind of boosted out, as well as Warp Gate tech, but there's no forward pylon at all, so no kind of threat of significant Zealot harass. But obviously the +1 weapons is really effective, as it means Zealots 2 hit Zerglings rather than 3 hit. So especially while Stephano has only just finished his first 2 gas, it could be very, very effective because there's going to be no speed and definitely no roaches or upgrades. So these zealots are going to start moving out, and a pylon is coming as well. So if that pylon does actually manage to get placed forward, he can get a good warp in, getting some more gateways down. Now 3 more gateways are on the way, so we are going to see a 4-gate push, and just chrono boosting out that warp gate tech ASAP, getting 2 more gases now, actually cancelling in the Twilight Cancel and then the 2 gases. So Real just probably going to be going for a Blink Stalker play. May just go straight for mass upgrades as well. Now Stephano is getting both the Roach Warren and Evolution Chain, but obviously in game 1 Real did go for that Stargate play, so Stephano is probably thinking, well, maybe we'll go for the same thing again. Let's just make sure I definitely get my Spore Cooler out slightly earlier. Great round on that Zealot there by the Zergling, so that'll go down. Really minimal losses. Obviously speed only just starting for Stephano. Speed actually starting later than Lair, so Stephano's in a great position here to defend. I mean, he's just got so many Zerglings. He knows that this pylon is here, and really any of this 4-gate pressure is not going to be able to happen now. I mean, he is trying to warp in, and the warping may actually go down. So there are now 4 Zealots out, and this could be a bit dangerous. There's obviously a second pylon up here, which Stephano doesn't know about yet, so just really going for it. And a Dark Shrine going down, so lo and behold, the nightmare situation for most players is there's about to be some invisible units in your base, which is going to do a whole load of damage. So Grey Micro on the Queen, just trying to get in a kind of crowded position. Less Grey Micro on the Queen, letting it just stand there and die. But some Roaches are now popping out for Stephano. Now obviously Roaches are very, very effective against Zealots, and the Zergling's just soaking up some of the damage. +2 is on the way now for Real, and I mean there is a Spore Cooler going down rather, and these Stalkers are going to come in, but there's just too much stuff there of Stephano. I don't think Real is going to be able to do much damage, and the more he commits to this attack, really the further he gets behind. And the Dark Shrine is nearly finished up, so the best thing Real can do in this situation is just keep applying the pressure to try and stop too much detection being built, too much units. But I mean, with that Spore Cooler there, the third, DTs are going to be rendered pretty useless. And I mean, the Dark Shrine literally has now just finished. Real has got quite a lot of gas saved up, is now warping in those 2 Dark Templar, but this is just getting cleaned up by Stephano. He's now 40 supply ahead. He's just got lots of units. He's just starting his +1 and roach speed. So Stephano's in an amazing position here. Now these 2 Dark Templar are going to try and sneak in, but there's a Spore Cooler at the natural and a Spore Cooler at the main. So those Dark Templars did just get cleaned up very, very quickly. They are going to try and snipe this down. Now there is an Overseer coming in, obviously. Just using the hold position command to make sure that that Overseer can't actually get out. So those Dark Templar were completely nullified very, very easily, like by Stephano. Made it look incredibly simple. Now just morphing the remaining 2 into an Archon and just getting more units. And Real is just constantly going for this because he knows Stephano's on 3 bases. He is getting +2 out though. So, I mean, I don't actually think... No, Stephano's got no upgrades at the moment. So, Real is going to push literally as +2 finishes. But there's just so much stuff for Stephano. That Archon is going to go straight down. The Zealot's getting focused down as well. And Real just can't do anything here. He's nearly at half the supply of Stephano. Not quite now, actually, to be fair. But Stephano just pumping out so much stuff. It's insane. And meanwhile, Real just going for mass Stalkers for a Blink Stalker push. Still on 2 bases, obviously. Blink is nearly done. He's still got some minerals at his main as well. Still just relying on... There's 4, 5, 6 gateway pressure and going completely Blink Stalker. But there's just so much stuff for Stephano. Doing great pushing forward, trying to get this round on those Stalkers. Will force the Blink back. Now, Real is really starting to get behind now. It's 157 supply to 95 now. So really, really not in a good position. Stephano is so far ahead. And Stephano is actually cornering these Stalkers amazingly. And it's alright having Blink Stalkers as long as you've got somewhere to blink them too. Now, that blink wasn't fantastic. He had no vision of the forward ground because of those gas pipes there. So, really, Stephano has been able to do massive damage here. And he has literally cornered those Stalkers. They might be in the back and they might have blink, but they've got nowhere to blink to. And there's just so much stuff for Stephano. He's going to clean this up literally in seconds, just pumping out mass roaches and quite a few speedlings as well. Just doing so much damage, and that is literally just cleaned up. And there's the GG. By Real. So Stephano takes this set as 2-0. to none, and really did just completely walk all over real. And that was the round of 16. So I'm now going to follow Stephano into the round of 8. So I'll get these ones uploaded hopefully tonight. I might even try and get the round of 8 uploaded tonight, and then obviously we'll go from there. But thanks for watching. If you want to keep up to date when I do release any further rounds or any more of these Republic of Gamer casts, then add me on my Twitter. It is at SC2_England, and I'll keep that updated with all the casts when they go live. Thanks for watching. Tune in again.